and an important test for Michigan in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm watching, hold on now, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah,
But hey, it's all good. You know, we sound like the voice of Michigan football there.
yeah, we got. Two different things they actually did.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. There were some, you know, things that we saw that were like, oh yeah, let's make sure we clean that up, and I have a few of them.
Yeah, so I got what it is, Ira. We got to mute. We got to turn down these computers over. So can you turn down?
This is what happens when we're trying something brand new on a Monday morning as we're trying to change some equipment around. So we apologize for the technical issues both on the stream and online, but we were working through some technical things trying to figure this out, and we'll see if it gets it right. As we are joined by our new Monday morning quarterback here in studio here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTK, the ticket online at WTK.com. The one thing you can't try, Devin, when we're testing this ahead of time is this echo part. We can't apparently you can't replicate that.
The echo.
So we're trying to fix it here live on the air. If for those that are watching on Ticket TV, if you can give me now the acknowledgement that at least that you can hear me and Devin, we're working one step at a time. But this is what happens on a Labor Day Monday morning here as we labor through the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTK, the ticket online at WTK.com. Is Sam's gone tech. He's gone engineer.
Yes, I mean, he's moving fast. I've never seen Sam's fingers move so fast. So fast.
All right, so I think we're good. Why don't you tell Sam to go back to his seat? We should be good.
Sam, Ira said you need to get back to your seat. We should be good. Once you click that down to that 0 right there.
And turn that one down too.
Yep, it's all off.
All right, we're good. Here on the Michigan Insider, Sports Talk 1050 WTK, the ticket online at WTK.com. Sam can run back to his seat any moment now so we can get back to breaking down the film. I'm pretty sure the echo is that we've gotten rid of the echo. Everybody can see us. Everybody can hear us. We got A-Train 131 saying good morning to us on here. And
what's up, A-Train?
And we got William said he can hear Devin, so we're good.
You can hear me. That's it, William.
And
we're good
Turtle
to
tells Sam to sit down. So we should be good, Sam. I think we're good.
Sit down, Sam.
Fingers are crossed, Sam.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, we'll continue now.
How do we fix it?
What
do we do?
I don't know.
We
I mean,
figured
it's
it
just
out.
a room of go-getters. I mean, what do you want us to do?
All right. So, hey, look, we won't cheat you. We will make sure that we get all the segments in.
Yeah.
We won't cheat you.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. So Devin, let's reset now that we've gotten through some technical difficulties, and appreciate the people for staying with us. But offensively, this was a team that said they were going to run the football. They were going to punch teams in the mouth. they were able to punch Western Michigan in the mouth.
Yes, they did, and it wasn't all good, right? But it wasn't all bad. It was a lot more good than bad, and so because of the segment, we're gonna pick a couple plays, right, that are bad and some that are good. And in the second play of the game, right, and like I said, it started off a little slow. The second play of the game, you get an inside zone play, right, with free runners running and tackling Hassan Haskins. And the problem was the linemen weren't able, and it looked like a little bit of a miscommunication. The linemen weren't able to climb to the top, right? When you have linemen, they double team defensive linemen to get to the second level of the linebackers. And it's always, maybe not confusion, but it's always a question mark of who's supposed to come off or whatever. And so somebody didn't come off, and it allows the linebacker to come and feel right in the hole, which makes it very difficult to have successful run plays, right? You got to get to the second level so that the running back can read off of his keys and make plays.
And this was play number 2 of the game.
Second play of the game. Second play of the game. Yeah, so if you can go back and look at the second play of the game, you're going to see that the center and guard are going to double on the nose, and maybe the guard is supposed to come off on the backside linebacker, and he just isn't able to do it, and that backside linebacker fills the gap. And Hassan Haskins, I mean, he's in no man's land, right? He's a strong back, and obviously he doesn't go backward, but he's not allowed to get the game that he probably would have gained.
Yeah, well, you know what, Devin, we in the miracle of modern technology, we might be able to share that play at some point. We might be able to share that play from my screen, but it's a
seriously, Sam, we are on one step at a time.
It is an important talking point, though, Devin, because that was a theme last year, is that they often weren't in concert like that.
Yeah, and so the thing about that is you say in concert, and that's a unique way of saying it, is because it is like a dance, right? When you have a dance partner that you don't quite know, right? You may know the steps and they may know the steps, but you don't know, well, if he does this, I may be able to do, or she does this. They weren't in cohesion last year, right? Because of the shuffling and the different things that had to happen. And so they think that this year they're going to be able to have more cohesion with a more set lineup. You understand this? And so I think that this is just the beginning of the game. Same thing, just not quite in concert. But as the game went on, they did start to get to the second level.
All right, so you'll see on the screen the play that you're talking about. If you look at your screen, I'm about to play it. We'll go ahead and have it play, and you can talk them through what you're actually talking about here.
Yeah, so
I just paused it.
There we go. So you got two linemen, right? So it's the center and the guard. They're doubling on the nose, right? And he's completely handled. That's exactly how it should look. But you have to have the guard come off on this white jersey you can see in the middle of the hole so that now he can get to the safeties, right? Rather than having to make a play right at the line of scrimmage. Is everybody understanding? I don't know if you have the back view. Do you have the back view?
I don't have it.
See, you have the back view, but
look, that's reserved for you Fox Sports analysts. For you Fox, us regular people have to use the TV broadcast.
Well, just let it run one more time so they can see the exact.
I'll let it run one more time.
Literally, if the guard is able to come off, that is a very successful play and a very successful start to the season.
All right, so we'll run it one more time. It was a
right.
Second
So watch the center and guard. Watch the center and guard double the nose, and once you come off, right, you see the tackle coming off late, but he's just trying to go help, right? Because he sees, and that's also very good, right? You're a tackle and you have a guy handled, and you're like, oh, I need to help my buddy, right? Because somebody messed up, and he tries to get back, but he's just not able to get back fast enough.
Right. So, Dev, it is though a start, not the finish. They got better as the game went on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all you can ask for, right? Right. Guys that are playing in their first game together, right? That's the first time those young men are playing as a unit, right? And it got better throughout the game. But that was a bad play. Let's be clear. That was not good. You can't just have free runners for Western Michigan running through the middle of your offense. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. So where are we going from there? Talking offense, where are we going from there?
Play number 16, right? So play number 16, it was a not good play. Right, it wasn't a lost yardage play, but I think there was more out there.
What quarter? What time stamp are we talking about?
It's second quarter, I believe. Yeah, second quarter. It looks like. Let me look at this.
Yeah, pull that up, and then I'll be able to pull up the play for the people to see. Those that are with us on YouTube and Facebook Live and Twitter via Periscope. And then I'll pull up the TV copy. See, Devin gets the He gets all the bells and whistles.
Hey, just take
in
a
his,
break.
in his
Relax.
Fox Sports job.
Well, but the thing is, though, now you can know I'm really watching the film, and I got the view. I got the best seat in the house. Right. So 14:45 second quarter.
14:45 of the second quarter. Let's go to that right now. All right, and then I'll share this screen coming up and get to the people. But go ahead and describe in the play.
So it's an outside zone play, right? Nothing fancy, right? And the offensive line are all reaching, and this is not going to be a huge play, whether what I say happens or not, right? It's not going to be a huge play, but it's going to be a better play. You're going to see Blake Corum. He's gonna come and run it outside zone, but he's going to stick his foot in the ground and try to get vertical a little too soon, I think. Right, because he has great speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Use your speed. Be that scat back, right? Stretch that thing all the way to the outside and try to get the edge. He doesn't do that. He tries to stick his nose in there, which I'm not mad at, right? You want to get your running backs going vertical, but for that particular play, I wanted to see Blake Corum hit the edge and try to get the sideline and get 3 or 4 yards rather than getting stuffed right in the middle. Now, the second part of that play.
All right.
You got it up now?
Yeah, I got it up now.
Okay, so a second part of that, leave it on a pause when you get it up. Maybe let it play so the receivers can get out there.
Okay, I'll go ahead. I'm pulling it up. So you want me to pause it right here?
Is this the play? Let me check.
This is the play. 14:45, second quarter. This is the play.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me make a sure.
1st and 10, 14:45,
yes,
second quarter.
That's definitely play.
Coach,
right.
I'm doing what you told me to do, Coach.
I'm sorry. I gave you the exact step, and I So you got a bunch set down here, right? On the bunch set down here, they're going to run bubbles, right? Bubbles,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so you got a couple play. Let me see. This may not be the one.
All right.
This is exactly the one. I'm sorry. Rewind it. My apologies. I mean, it just didn't look like it. You know what I mean? It didn't look. So at the bottom of the screen here, you got one. I want you to count one white jersey here on the outside close to the hash. And then you have another white jersey standing right above the defensive end, right? So that's the 2 that are going to really be able to stop this bubble screen, right? And then you have a safety that's 10 yards back and backing, right? So think of that. 10 yards back and backing, right? His job is to defend the pass, right? So he's backing up from the start. I would love to see Cade, right, who played a very good game. I would love to see him let it run a little bit, and you're going to see what I'm talking about.
All right.
Let it run. Pause it here.
Gotcha.
So I would love to see that ball in Cornelius's hands, right? This safety has no chance of stopping it, and we got 2 for 2. So essentially, we're 3-on-2 on the outside, and we have to take advantage of these opportunities when the defense presents them.
See, I wonder on a play like this if they told him this is not a read, just hand it off. Well, I wonder if they told him that.
Ronnie Bell is blocking his butt off. I don't think Ronnie Bell knew that then, because Ronnie Bell got this guy sealed. You got the next receiver coming up and ready to put his hat on this other man, and Cornelius Johnson is ready to catch that thing and run a 200-meter dash up the sideline. So I'm just telling you, I don't think our coaches would handcuff our quarterback, who is young, but he's been in the program.
Well, here's why I wonder that, because there were a number of reads on the day that if they were true reads, man, if
I watched a lot of football over the weekend, and no matter how much you coach, people just don't do it right sometimes, right? Because that's a quick thing. Like you can't see how that's a fast decision that you have to make, because if that safety comes screaming down, now you got issues, right? But let it play a little bit so you can see Blake, where I was talking about. He could have probably raced to the outside. You see that, right? He wouldn't have got a whole bunch, right? He's not going to get 15 yards. I mean, or maybe he will. He was talented. Maybe he miss all day. But I would love to see him sprint to the outside, right, and try to get a little bit more, maybe 1 yard, maybe 2 yards, and not get stuff right in the middle. But this bottom of this screen, I'm pulling this ball out every day of the week and throwing this bubble screen and living with that.
Gotcha. All right. So this is how we'll do it.
This ain't Little League football, Sam. They're not telling you not to read it, and they got Ronnie Bell putting his face on people.
What I'm stuck on is I'm following instructions, coach.
Yeah.
I'm following instructions.
Hey, man,
you tell
do
me
your job. And it's a defensive play coming up later. That's a do your job play, you know.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah.
All right. So we're gonna run this like you guys ran it when you were playing. You start out bad plays,
10 bad plays, 10 good plays.
Then 10 good plays.
We can't do 10, but
yeah. But we'll start out with the plays that need improvement. Then the good plays leave a good taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
Then we'll talk about the next opponent. So we'll take a break. Our Monday morning quarterback is in the building. Devin Gardner is here. More with DG on the other side here on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, The Ticket. Off the air, we're still on StreamYard.
Okay.
So we should be
like,
good.
Still be on the headphones?
StreamYard should be working. People should see you and hear you, and we should still be good.
Yeah.
We're trying new things, people. We appreciate everybody on Ticket TV
how can I get
bearing
you to play?
through this.
On the first good play,
We do appreciate
I
that.
knew it was about to happen, and I recorded it as it was happening.
Really?
I'm standing right here.
Okay.
Because the defense dictated that that's what should happen, and I love that. That's part of why it's a good play. Because the coaches saw it and they say, you know what, this is what we're gonna do.
All right, so that's the one we're going to talk about. What's the timestamp on that play? So I can get it pulled up right now, and then I can ask you a question from the people.
Let me check.
And to this point, while you are pulling up the timestamp, Marky Mark said, I was just going to ask that question, talking about whether they took the read off. He said, I was just going to ask that question because it didn't look like Cade ever kept the ball on zone reads and kept the ball to throw on RPO. So it just makes you think that maybe they said, hey, man, just straight make this a handoff. Now, I don't know the answer to that. I haven't asked them.
Yeah.
It just seemed like that wasn't the only time where he could have threw it or he could have kept it based on the read. But like, to your point, I mean, you've been there. Hey, maybe
sometimes, like, it's been a bunch of times where I didn't pull it when I was supposed to. Denard didn't pull it when he's supposed to. Didn't throw it. I mean, it just happens sometimes like that, you know? It just happens sometimes like that.
Right. All right.
I'm saying it happens so fast, right? So it's a split decision, and it's like you can't be iffy because if you iffy, now you got fumbles, and now you got exchange issues. So, you know.
All right. So
10 minutes, 10:02, 3rd and 3, second quarter, ball on 24-yard line.
10:02, 3rd and 3. And 10:02 in second quarter. All right, let me get there now. 10:02 in the second quarter. And I'm going there. Oh, there it is. There's the touchdown. Man, you feel bad for Ryan. So you said you saw this. You saw this about to unfold.
As soon as it's about to happen, I said, it's 3rd and 3. And so 3rd and 3, you're looking like, oh, they're probably just going to run the ball. But the defense, they playing zero defense. Like, there is no way y'all about to run this ball into this, and you got Ronnie Bell, who's a better player. He's just a better player.
And what was the safety doing on that play?
There was no safety.
They both jumped. Oh,
I thought there was no safety. It was zero. They played zero because they got to sell out, right? You're Western Michigan. You got to sell out to stop the run. He's one-on-one with no safety help. And that's a beautiful ball by Cade. Because that's tough. That's pressure. 3rd and 3. Western, right now to this point, you're not really dominating them. And you got to drop that thing in the bucket. And he did it. That was nice.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. All right, here we go. Now I have it pulled up. And so I just show you the view right now. Share this screen and the window. Share and boom. So this is the look that we're gonna go.
That's beautiful. With. And I'm down. I wish I could circle. I wish we had a pencil so I could circle.
So you're down.
I'm right down there. Yeah, right where the Western Michigan kind of is.
Right,
a little bit further past the 50, but on like the 30-yard line.
All right. So yeah, we'll pull that up when we come back. How long before we come back from the break, Ira? Because we do have some questions from about 45 seconds. Got some questions from the people that we will get in before you get out here. And one of the questions is, who do you think will step in, assuming Ronnie Bell is out? And that's what I'm expecting to hear. Who do you think will step up in that place? I thought we saw a few candidates in the game.
I mean, you never want to see a guy get injured, but like Dalen Baldwin, they like him. They said they liked him all during camp. He had some of his best days, later in camp, which is very, very good. But they got guys, right? They got some guys at wide receiver. Now, does it really, really hurt? Absolutely, right? Ronnie Bell was coming through. The catch he had on the sideline where they called pass interference, which is a terrible call. It's like, Odell, who are you? Who is this man? Like, you don't ever tuck it. You never even close the wrist down a little bit to just straight palm. I said, wow.
Yeah, they
stand by.
And we are back, folks, here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050, WTKA, online at WTKA.com with our Monday morning quarterback, Devin Gardner, in the building. And shout out to Andy Minery, who did it for 18 years. Retired,
18 years.
Retired, moved with the family down to Florida. And man, when I say he did a good job for 18 years, he did a great job for 18 years. DG, you're already off to a great start.
A great seems like an excessive word, but it's okay, Sam. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You are off to a great. Well, I'm just looking at the comments. People are like, "Oh, this is great. We love Devin."
Well,
DG
you know, you love me. I love you, and I love football.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
And let me see. So, Aaron GA 5346728. What does that say on your screen?
AG, you are the man. The DG is not the man. You are the man.
But does it not say on the screen DG is the man?
He said that. He did say, yeah, he got a great family right there sitting. I hope they think the same, you know, right? I want to teach football at all ages, right? I don't want to just talk to the older family. I want to talk to the wife, the grandma, right? The 4-year-old, the 12-month-old. I want to do that.
Right. So before we get to this play, though, I want to stay with this point and bring in another question. This question came from Aaron Bryant. And so it just moved on me. Here it is. Says, how much do you think on plays like that, they kept everything vanilla for next week's opponent who has lost some of their luster? Now, we can maybe let's take that play from the equation, because you said that you think it was maybe just a misread. All right. But do you think an element of the game against Washington was we aren't going to show our full hand? We're going to keep the scope of the playbook pretty narrow, run a few plays for multiple looks, and not show too much in game one.
Yeah, I think that is some of, and people are like, well, you got to get game reps at it. Well, when you're playing against your own defense, right? Not saying that Michigan's defense is the best in the world. It's better than Western Michigan's, right? So you've gotten good reps against the defense, a defense, to see what you can do, what you want to do, right? So it's not a high priority for you. If you can't be vanilla and destroy Western Michigan, that's a problem, right? And so they were able to do that. And I think they did save a bit, right? And so in reads like the one we just talked about, maybe it's not necessarily a misread. Maybe they say, if it's close, give it, right? Because we want to establish the run game. If it's close, it's first down, give it. Which I can agree with as well. I want to see that ball spit out to that outside so we can see Cornelius run that 200-meter dash, right? And it would have been a little better play. And I would like to see Blake maybe sprint to the outside and try. But you can see they had some emphasis, right? Some emphasis on certain things. Get vertical, right? Attack the defense and make sure we get to the second level, which they didn't do initially, but they started to do later in the game.
All right, so let's get to this play that you were on the field for, and you said you saw.
I'm a college football analyst.
I know. Hey, man, I've been saying that.
You know?
You're Fox Sports now, so you get the all 22 and everything. I'm like, man.
The best all 22 is sitting on that field right there at that 20, 30-yard line. That's the best all 22.
Right, so let me share the screen and pull it up so the people can see what you saw pre-snap, because you said you knew this play was coming.
Yeah. So
right?
It's 3rd and 3, right? So if you can imagine 3rd and 3, and the play's going to be up there, but 3rd and 3, right? And the way we've been playing football all day to this point in the game, we're just running the ball, right? So on 3rd and 3, everybody is looking like, oh, well, it's going to be another run play, right? You're trying to establish a run. Okay, we get it. You're going to get 3 yards in a cloud of dust, right? How conveniently named, right? 3rd and 3. And so I'm looking, and I'm just like, okay, maybe you're trying to establish a run game, but you also have to play football, right? And play football the smart way. And so the smart way to play football, if you look at this is what we in offense calls up completion. But, it is zero coverage, right? And zero coverage is man-to-man without a free safety, right? Without a one-high safety. And this safety's on the left hash over here. It seems like he's going to get to the middle, and he is not getting to the middle. He's coming down because guess what? This is Western Michigan. They have to sell out to stop the run. Right? So they want to stop you from getting 3 yards because they feel like they're in this game.
You want me to let it run?
The receiver is Ronnie Bell, right? He's number 2 at the bottom of your screen, and his player is off, right? So that looks like it's taken away. But I said, if he gets vertical and takes his toes and bursts around that inside fade, which football, it's the most famous route in football right now. Everybody loves it because it's not nearly unstoppable. If he runs inside fade, that's going to be a touchdown, right? Because there's no help. There's nothing. Ronnie Bell's going to catch it, I would imagine. The one thing that can stop it is if K doesn't throw a perfect pass. And when I tell you he threw a perfect pass. And I have the video. I might put it on my Twitter right now just so you can see that I'm not making this up. I said, I better get my phone out because this touchdown is coming right to me.
Yeah, he has it on the phone.
And literally the ball's just sailing in the air so beautifully. And it like drops onto my camera and Ronnie Bell just trots in the end zone. And it was an outstanding play. But let it run here.
Try to be a cameraman too, Devin. Try to be a
I'm
cameraman
not trying to mow other people's grass. I'm just telling you. I needed that moment. I need to have that.
I tell people all the time, DG was doing TikTok before TikTok.
Oh, yeah. I was big time TikTok before TikTok.
Yeah, you doing it. You were cutting grass. I don't know what you were listening to.
Hey, just relax. Can we get to the film?
You made cutting grass into a music video. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know, when you have like
somewhere.
real chores and stuff, you know, kids these days don't have real chores. You got real chores. You got to find a way to enjoy it and get through it. But we've digressed.
All right, so here we go with
Here we
the
go.
play.
Let it run. So keep eyes on the bottom of the screen, right? The safety on that left hash, remember, is not going to get to the middle. So this is zero coverage, man-to-man across the board without a free safety.
All right, here we go. Let it roll. All right. And it looks like that safety's going to come over.
He's doing a very good job. And look, and then it changes.
Yeah.
There he goes. Man-to-man. Let it fly, Kate. Let it fly. And I'm down here. Look at me. Oh, the camera took me out of it. I can't believe it. The camera took me out of it. But I'll post on my Twitter right now that magnificent play. So everybody, you know, go to Devin Gardner, XCI, and on Twitter.
But this is what happens.
Yeah.
When you establish the run the way that Michigan had established it. When you establish the tendency the way Michigan had established it, because there was a 3rd and 15 on the field goal drive.
Mm-hmm.
They ran it on 3rd and 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew when that
nobody
happens,
loves that. Right?
I knew the fans would be like,
they might have booed.
This is just terrible. Hey man, they won 47-40. I could pull up some comments right now where you got fans saying that's the worst game plan I've ever seen. I mean, there are literally posts
what is
that
fans
say
short
that.
for?
that say that.
Fanatic.
But you set things up. If you can run the football successfully, you can set up that tendency and it opens up things in the game. It can open up things in future games. But this play is a direct product of some of the things they had done early in the game, just letting it run one more time to highlight, like you said, a perfect throw to Ronnie Bell, who, man, they said he was practicing at an elite level. He was playing like that.
Yeah.
Early in this game.
Definitely looked like that. And let's not forget, you have to be perfect, right? Because that's not bad defense, right? He's right on his inside hip where he needs to be, but the throw is perfect. I mean, that's what you call dropping it in the bucket. Very good job by K-Mac.
All right. So that really, I think, got the ball super rolling for Michigan, put them up 17-7. Where are we going next, Devin?
Play 48. Play number 48. It's the young guy.
You got to give me the timestamp. Find the timestamp.
Pump your brakes. Look at Sam getting all rowdy. We're getting all this good stuff. 13:54 in the fourth.
13:54.
13:54. Second and 7. Second and 7. 33-7 at the time. People probably complaining when it's 33-7. That's ridiculous.
All right. Yeah, I'm pulling that up now.
267 yards of rushing offense at that point.
All right. So I got let me let them get set. But go ahead and describe the play while they were getting to the line of scrimmage here.
So at home, you probably saw this play in 37. You maybe not even watching, but you're gonna tune in and watch JJ McCarthy. See how many times he can spin that rock, right? And so you're watching. You're like, oh, that's a pretty good throw. Or maybe even somebody at home said that's not a very good throw. He slowed the receiver down. He stopped him. Like that's not a good throw. And I'm just here to tell you, it's one of the savviest throws that we saw on the day for many different reasons. But two young guys working together and understanding the situation, reading the coverage, adjusting their route on the fly. I mean, that's something that you just don't. It takes so many years to get a rapport with your receivers to be able to turn a dig into that kind of route because of the coverage and what it dictates. And these young guys did it on their first outing. Well, AJ Henney's already been there, but JJ McCarthy on his first outing in the big house. It was very impressive. So let's take a look. Let me set the scene here. Have you found it yet, sir?
Yeah,
I'm just making sure. I'm
sharing the screen.
I mean, I know you're on your stuff, and I just want to make sure,
I'm doing my job, Coach. I'm doing my job.
Do your job.
Absolutely. All right, so I got the play up.
So you got a bunch set here, right? And you're going to have 14. It's going to take it through the middle, right? And his job, and let's understand football a little bit. Sometimes you aren't supposed to get the ball, right? Your job is to just clear it out.
So let's talk about this real quick, because Roman he would have bumped his head on the goalpost.
Without question.
And the same thing in the first half, he would have bumped his head on the goalpost too. So twice.
Yeah. So in the first half, I remember that one. It's too much pressure on the quarterback. He wasn't able to get to him. This one, I love what J.J. McCarthy did because he doesn't want to take a chance, right? He's as much 5-star and all that. I don't know if I told you about my first opportunity in the big house. That thing is different now. You ain't just all this behind the back, jump spin throws. You ain't doing all that on your first outing.
So you need to talk to Roman right now. So coach, talk to Roman. Talk to Roman's family. Be like, hey,
Roman, I get it, brother. But you got your nice little reverse run, all that good stuff. You didn't get the ball here, but guess what? You're gonna go back. You watch him like, hey, he would have hit his on the goalpost, and then now JJ, oh yeah, I could have got him. But what he did was very good. And we don't have selfish players on the team. I would imagine. Some families might be a little selfish, but the players in general aren't selfish.
But you're a quarterback, and you deal with receivers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's coming back.
So what you got to do is this: what you got to do. Let me just tell you, you got to. I missed you on that, man. I got you, man. My bad. That's on me. That's on me. Even though we got a 12-yard completion in the first down, that's on me, man. I'm gonna get you next time. Because receivers are crazy.
Absolutely.
Guess what? I was one of them. Denard, what's up, brother?
I'm telling you,
Denard never missed me. I usually got the ball.
I'm telling you what I know. I know after the game, he was like, man, twice.
Yeah. I didn't have to experience that.
Two different quarterbacks. Are y'all looking for me?
Because when Denard was my quarterback, he was throwing me the ball pretty much every pass play. So I ain't really have to have that conversation. We live together. We got that conversation earlier. Hey, man, if it's a pass play, you need to know, I'm blocking for you now. Hold on. Pump your brakes, brother. Give me the ball. But let's get on the point. So, he's going to fly through the middle. And sometimes plays are designed. You are taking the top off. If you come wide open, we could give it to you, but that's not the quarterback's read initially, right? It's take a peek. If you don't love it, right, you have to absolutely love it. And obviously, JJ just didn't absolutely love it because of his backside safety. And so, let's just talk a little coverage, right? Okay. Cover 4, right? Everybody understands cover 4, and I'll explain it to you if you don't. Cover 4, you split the field in fourths. It's as simple as that, right? 1/4 for the corner, 1/4 for one safety, 1/4 for another safety, 1/4 for the other corner, right? It's as simple as that. It seems ridiculous. Like, wait, that's all coverage is? Yep, that's what coverage is now, but there are variations. And one variation that it is for special. What I like to call it, where the backside safety, and if you could put the mouse on the backside safety that's on the near the hash on the top safety. The backside safety, you can look at his face, like look closely at his face and look where he's looking. Inside. He's looking across the field. No, he's looking all the way across. And because it's a tight formation, it looks like he's looking at the center. But he's checking across the field because he has no immediate threat that will get to his fourth, right? There's no receiver over there. There's one receiver, and that almost turns into man-to-man just because it's just you and him, and that's your fourth. You understand this? And so he has his eyes backside, because he's poaching the backside, right? And so a lot of young quarterbacks just don't know this, right? They don't understand that if I got a guy going toward him, he's going to rob me and pick me off, right? So you're going to get a roaming flying through the middle. You're going to get a curl by the tight end, and then you're going to get a dig, right into that poaching for special safety.
All right.
And most young quarterbacks will throw that receiver on the run and either get him killed or get the ball picked off and ran back for a touchdown because he's probably not going to catch him, right? And most receivers will stick their foot in the ground and sprint to the dig and get knocked out as well, right? So they have to be on the same, just like we talked about the linemen being in concert. These two young men have to be, their brains almost have to be connected from about 15 yards away, which I'm just telling you is not the easiest thing to do. You know, I had it with Gallen, but we were every single night, right? You're just working every single day. We knew exactly where each other would be. So what the receiver does, he runs his dig, and he starts to run. He sees the safety looking him up, and he chokes his motor.
See, now to your point, though, JJ and AJ have chemistry. I mean, they go back high school.
I mean, very clear. I didn't know that, but it's very, very clear, right? So he runs the dig, and then he can see and feel the safety. He chokes his motor, and as he chokes his motor, the quarterback was already throwing him to a choke motor, right? So not throwing him on the run across the field like normal digs when it's open, but he throws it to where he choked his motor. And I'm just like, at home, you're probably like, oh, I see that, or whatever. And I'm just like, how are they doing this? Like, do they know each other? Have you guys met? Right? That was very impressive. And just let it run right here.
All right, here we go. So this is AJ right here.
Right, and I don't know what JJ's doing. Maybe protection, whatever. You know, guys try to make stuff up. You never know. Boom.
I'll run it again.
Right, so you can't see it from
our view.
From that view.
You can see it from the Devin Gardner special guy view.
And then he climbs in the pocket. He does everything that you want a quarterback to do, and then he slows his receiver down so that he can protect himself.
So he can actually see.
We got it right here. Right, look at this. So you see, pause. You see that? Can you see who is it? Number 35.
We'll do it again.
Yes, please do it again. I just get so excited about it. Pause. Look at number 35. He is looking him up right now. And Henny, right? He can see him, even though his eyes are straight, he can see him. And he's going to start to burst across, and then he's going to choke his motor. He's running. Okay. He's running, and he chokes his motor right there. It's that. I mean, that's football, right? He just turned his dig into a curl, and that's football, man. Understanding the situation. Oh, that's beautiful. That is like poetry in motion.
What you can't see on that is Roman Wilson there is no one around him in the end zone.
And that's where J.J. McCarthy will take the next step, right? Not our starter just yet. He'll take the next step. But that is beautiful.
Right.
Because guess what? We know he can throw that deep ball, but can he recognize coverage and see that he needs to choke the motor of his receiver for him and the receiver on the same page? That's more impressive to me.
But I think the important thing to highlight here, after what you just highlighted with the adjustments, quarterback, receiver, both make in unison together just by reading the coverage, is where are you in the progression? And, Roman, I mean, that's not the primary. Yeah. That's not where you look to go with the football.
So let's just talk about football just for a second. I mean, this is a football show, isn't it? What would you rather have? A quarterback who can read coverage and make sure he finishes on third down, converts on third down, does all the things you need to do, or you want a bunch of big plays that how many big plays do you have in the game? That's not how football works. You drive the ball down the field, right? And so stuff like that drives the ball down the field. If we would have saw J.J. McCarron just chuck that ball over his head, we would have scored a touchdown and the crowd would have went crazy. But what does that prove? We've seen anybody do that. Anybody can chuck the ball down the field against a Western Michigan, right? But not many people can read the coverage, be on the same accord with their wide receiver, and put that ball perfectly where it was. That was very, very nice.
All right, so where are we going next, DD?
So now those are the good plays and obviously the play where J.J. McCarthy runs right, and people are like, no. Listen, man, I coach a lot of young quarterbacks, Dante Moore being one of them, and Christian Johnson at River Rouge, and even the little ones, Quincy, Evans and all, Musa El Mubarak, all these young guys. And from the bottom all the way up, right, first of all, we work on strength and being able to make those types of throws. But I tell them, if there's a throw on that field and a guy is open, it's your job to be able to get to it and not get picked off. Period. It's your job to be able to get to that throw, and you have to make judgments saying, can I get to this throw? And it's not about arrogance. It's about the work you put in, right? And some of the talents that you've been given and what you've done with it, right? And so J.J. McCarthy runs. He does his little deal, which was very impressive. You get on the outside. He stops, and I've seen him do it in practice, right? So this is not a thing where, my head is spinning. I just got to try to make a play. He has a lot of poise, and he's very creative. And so I've seen him do it in practice. And it's very impressive to watch. But this is he just got a chance to do it on game day, right? He runs to the right, and he sees, one-on-one, my receiver is behind the defender. Okay. And he throws it a little bit further than they are and throws them open. I'm not mad at that at all. Do you want him to not throw to open guys?
Most guys can't make that throw.
Exactly.
Most guys can't do that.
That was impressive.
You say no to most human beings.
To most human, and the thing is, for a coach doesn't love you doing that. But if you do it right and it works, they're not mad at you.
Well, so Jim said as much after the game. We got to get to a break. We'll come back on the other side. But he said he has that in him.
Yeah.
And I never want to overcoach a guy.
You can't put handcuffs on that.
Yeah. So
what is it? You want to tell LeBron not to hoop? What are you doing?
Yeah, this dude, he's a different human being. It's basically, I got to coach human beings to their strengths. Mm-hmm. Most human beings don't have that strength.
Cade ain't making that play, but it's fine, right? He's good at what he's done, right. But he ain't making that play.
This human being, this Homo sapien can do that.
Yeah,
he can do that. I just said this. He can do it.
He can do it.
He can do it. All right, we got to get to a break. We come back on the other side with more Monday Morning Quarterback. Devin Gardner will return here on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, The Ticket. So let's get to some questions from the people. I'll get some. I'll try to get one that was sent to me.
You want to get the play too?
On the Michigan, yeah, get the play together while I pull up the question. We already asked the vanilla question. Man, people are really stuck on. So Annie, she said, do you think K will ever keep the ball on an RPO or does his injury last year on a rushing play mean he will not be asked to rush the ball again? Something tells me that they were saying
a big coy. If you will.
Yeah, I think, and I'll ask this question. I'll find out.
Yeah,
and get a firm answer to it. Whether they were like, look, we're taking reads off at least some of these. I think you're probably right. Some of those were just maybe mysteries, but it just got the sneaking suspicion that they.
I mean, think you have emphasis when you're going to the game, and they probably talked to Cade separately and said, hey, we want to get our running backs going because you're not going to break the game for us when we play Washington. You aren't going to be the guy. It has to be our running back.
Yeah. So we got a question from a guy on the website named Nav Place. He said, talk about JJ's arm talent. Every throw seemed to be on another level from what we've seen. Effortless velocity and seemed very comfortable for a true freshman. How would you sort of?
Oh no, he's elite as a thrower, right? That goes without saying. But people have to realize everybody in the country can throw. Going to these Elite 11s and all of these different things, and I'm just like, wow, like literally everybody can throw, but it's the other stuff, right? And so we don't know just yet. After a Western Michigan performance were some pretty talented plays, even the one I diagrammed and then the one everybody saw the big play. We don't know if JJ has it, right? Other than just being able to throw really well, which, he may or he may not, but it's a good start. I mean, his arm talent is unquestioned, his arm strength, all that different stuff. But we knew that coming in, right? You're not a 5-star for no reason. So we know he can throw, right? But we need to make sure he has all, because guess what? I mean, I hate to bring it up. Joe Milton could throw. And I made it clear that he is one of the best throwers. If you go to a park and it's him and Patrick Mahomes, I don't know who I'm picking. But when you watch him on film, it's just like, you can't put all the other stuff together, right? And so that's huge, right? That's a huge part of it. Just being able to throw is not enough.
All right, so we need to get to some defense. Are we going to get to some defense?
Yeah, we got a couple defensive deals here.
All right, so tell me which play to
bad
pull up.
Plays, the first play of the game.
The first play.
First play of the game. Let me make sure that's right. Man, I wish
because Michigan. You mean the first defensive play?
Yeah, first defensive play.
Gotcha. I'll get to that. All right, so they come out.
Oh, yeah, it is the first play of the game. I didn't like this one bit.
All right, so
what's number 22's name?
Jamon
what?
Green.
That's the twin, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, so I got it.
And his brother's 33, right?
I don't know what number German is, but he has a brother. Yeah. German Green is a special team.
Funny.
Yeah. Jamon and German. So yeah, he got caught.
He's doing other people's job.
Yeah.
Do your job, man. That's both of these plays are going to be do your job plays, but do your job, brother. Because everybody else suggests that you're not doing your job. Everybody else looks like they're doing a job. You ain't doing your job. Hey, and that's going to get us beat.
Hey, Ira, message Scott and tell him if it's possible, can we get to him a little late? Because our technical difficulty moved us down a little bit. But we see improvisation. Now, we can't necessarily improv like Devin Gardner on the field,
just
but
relax.
in the studio,
relax.
German is 33, by the way. Yeah, but we can improv in the studio. So we've come up with a nice little improv. And next week, we'll work on being able to share a Devin screen so you can see the all 22 Fox Sports analysts so they give me extra tools view. We'll be able to do that next week. That's the plan. Right? All right. Let's pull up some of it. All right. We are back, folks, here on the Michigan Insider, Sports Talk 1050, WTKA, online at WTKA.com. Sam Webb, Ira Weintraub on the other side of the glass, and Devin Gardner, our Monday morning quarterback here in studio. I told you we weren't going to rob you. We had some technical difficulty in the first segment, which pushes us down some. So we'll go a little longer We'll still get to Scott Bell in the 9 o'clock hour just a little later because we got to get DG talking about some defense. Devin Gardner, our Monday morning quarterback, his debut this morning. So, Devin, you on the is the first play that we talk about on defense. Went to a play that was actually an incompletion, but that was not because of the defense that was an incompletion, right?
Oh, yeah, without question. You got Jamon Green, right?
Let me share
and we've had some corner issues last year and, the last couple of years. And he added on that right now. And this is the type of stuff that's going to get you beat, right? So you can see that it is man coverage. Right. Right now, they're lined up in a cover 4 shell. And we talked earlier about cover 4, right, where they split the field in fours. Right. And so that's very good. Right. They show this cover 4 shell. But when the play starts, don't start it just yet. You're going to see that they're going to kick to the middle of the field. The safety on the top half is going to kick to the middle of the field. He's going to be the middle field safety. And then you're going to have everybody else chasing in man.
So they're disguising right now.
They're disguising right now. At the top of your screen. I wish I had the, and so he's probably in film right now where, you get these, we've got guys doing other people's jobs, right? Circling them over and over and over again. And it's demoralizing, but it has to be done because you have to do your job. So let it run here.
All right.
You can see everybody is going to be in man-to-man defense, right? Doing their job. Pause.
All right. I can back it up a little bit.
Yeah, back it up just a little bit. And we got possibly arguably our best defensive player, Daxton Hill, on the slot, right? And he is right in the hip of the receiver, exactly where he needs to be. Everybody else is essentially plastered to their guy. You got 41, who is a rat, right? So he has free reign to be underneath and do whatever he wants and kind of trick the quarterback. But we got a hitch on the outside, right? A very simple route that should not be completed versus net coverage. And if it is completed, it should be driven on right away. But you have Jamon Green helping Daxton Hill. And I get it. Help your buddy. I get it. But you have to do your job and trust that Daxton Hill can handle his job. One of our better players, right? So he's backing up trying to help Daxton Hill, and his guy's about to catch that ball. And so everything we do is to beat Ohio. And if that's Olave and he catches that, now we got issues because in the open field, he made it very clear he's going to be very difficult to tackle. And not only him, there's a lot of talented receivers all around the Big Ten with these top teams that are talented. So you can't just allow them to catch balls with you trying to help other people doing their jobs.
Right. So you let it play.
And it's a drop and it doesn't work out. And everybody's like, oh, great. But for me watching it, you can't start your season that way. Right. That's the thing that gets you in trouble, right? Doing other people, literally everybody else has no chance of getting the ball. You have this guy wide open. He drops it, obviously, but you just can't allow this to happen. And not unforced errors is what they're called, right? Unforced. Nobody forced you to do someone else's job. You did that on your own. And now you got a guy that's going to catch the ball and get very vertical on you very fast when we play the teams that we want to beat.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Coach Devin, where are we going next?
So you want to go another bad one on defense?
We start out bad, we finish with the good. That's how we're gonna do it.
Because I don't know if you want to, cut it down. We ain't got a lot of time, but we can keep going. Let's go ahead. Play 14, a little hero ball. Play 14. Let me get the timestamp.
There you go.
For my guy here,
Coach. There you go.
Let me get the timestamp. You need the timestamp.
Hey,
I just want everybody to know at home that I sent these plays to him earlier last night.
And let me be clear. We thought we were going to be able to share Devin's special copy.
Hey, get off the special copy.
It is a special copy of the game. I don't have access to that copy. It's
very special.
Copy.
And it's just in case if you're wondering, very special. But 2:59, right? 2:59 left in the first quarter. Yeah.
And by the way, Vance does the games the same because right after the game, he was like, play 30. Play 45, play 7. I'm like, Vance, timestamps, bro.
Timestamps.
but hey,
I played you.
What I did is I went and I got the play-by-play and numbered the plays. But I didn't know I was gonna have to do that for Devin. It's all good. All right, so
I'll just know timestamps from here on out.
2:59 where?
2:59 first.
Quarter. All right, let's get to that. Get Devin his play. All right. Come on, man. So it's right before this. All right, it's coming up. So describe the play as I bring it up. What are we talking about?
I call this hero ball, right? Jalen Harrell and 41
is Nakai Hill Green.
Yeah, Nakai Hill Green, right? Two talented players. I love the way they played, and they played fast. And but on this play, it got kind of hairy because you got people not doing their job, right? And this looks like
second and 7, right?
Yeah, this looks like a hero ball type of thing. So if you can put the play on the screen, everybody is in a bad position. They get to play a little late as well, so that doesn't aid in the situation. But they get to play a little late, and you got 32 spiking, and it looks like he's supposed to be the contained player. So let it run just a little bit because they're going to do the fake clap thing, and then everybody's going to look to the sideline. Yeah, that blah, 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 which I actually kind of love because if you're an offense, pause. So you can see right now immediately 32 is inside the tackle, right? And the way they were aligned and the way that the rest of the defensive line played and Josh Ross, everybody had a gap, and that was not his gap, right? He ran into Nakai Green's gap, and so now Nakai Green got to try to replace him very quickly, and he's just out of position, right? He wasn't prepared to have to do that. He gets to the outside and becomes a contained player, and then he misses the tackle, right? Now, got to make the tackle, right? Because you had an opportunity to make the tackle, but I don't think he was supposed to be coming in at that angle, right? He's supposed to be coming straight down in his gap, and the outs and the defensive end should be having contained, right? That's what I think what happened here. And then, he missed the tackle, and we want to make the tackle, but you got to do your job from the start. So let it play right here. And you see right away, he jumps inside and does the tackle's job for him, and then he misses the tackle, and it just turns into a bad play, right? 2nd and 7, you get a run play, just a simple outside zone that should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage or before, and it ends up being a first down.
All right, so we are running this, and you're you see what he's talking about, and I guess watching it live, I wonder, was that a call? Was that
so? When you're a defensive end, you want to make plays, right? You want to make plays, and so, but that's not. This is my opinion based off watching it, right? Let's not say who's not to say that Nakai Green was just late getting around to be the contained player, right? Maybe he was just late getting around to be the contained player and just missed the tackle.
See, that's what I wonder. I wondered if there was
maybe they did exchange, but based off of everyone else, because when 32 is slanting, the inside, the nose is coming his way, so they wouldn't be going to each other. That just don't make sense. You understand this? That just doesn't make sense. And so
clearly someone was wrong.
Somebody was wrong, but everybody else, you got to do in football when you're watching, you don't know the play. You got to do process of elimination. What do you see? Josh Ross is in his gap. You got the defensive end on the right in his gap. You got the nose guard and D tackle in their gaps, and then you got a defensive end slanting to them. That just doesn't work like that.
Gotcha.
All right. There's no always and no nevers, right? Maybe they have a scheme where that's just what happens, but on that play, it doesn't look like that those two were in concert and that they did their job.
Absolutely. All right, where are we going next?
Okay, next. That's the end of the bad plays. We got a good play.
Okay.
We got a good play. Play 23. Play 23. And I know I gotta get you.
Why you find that?
I got it right here.
As you look at
12-14 in the second quarter.
12-14 in the second quarter. Watching this game to me was gonna be about watching the guys on the back end face what is supposed to be a pretty good passing attack, good MAC.
Our second good play, we're going to talk about, they got guys. These ain't just regular old guys on Western Michigan. They got some talented players.
And so listening to Vincent Gray before the game, fall camp, he said, I feel like I'm learning something. People took it as a shot. I think that the idea was, they were a base man team. They did run a lot of zone, but they didn't vary their zones a lot.
They had a lot of variation.
They had a lot of zone variation in this
Some
game.
that I didn't even recognize. And I'm gonna have to go talk. Hold on. What was that? Because that goes against all the rules I know. But it was done on purpose. It wasn't like a busted coverage. I'm looking like, wow, that's impressive because it works. And it was some stuff that was like, oh, that's different. And it maybe didn't work. And trial and error when you play at Western Michigan, you can do that. So, but yeah, he is learning a lot of new stuff. I can tell by watching the film. I'm looking like, wow, this is not the old Michigan defense where we're just going to line up and we're just going to try to be better than you and bully you.
So what's the timestamp here?
12-14, second quarter.
12-14.
And we're not going to spend a whole bunch of time on it. I just want to highlight. You can let it run right away.
All right.
I just want to highlight as much as we want to run the ball, right? They want to stop the run. So it's 3rd and 2, and you have to stop this, right? You have to make sure, and they get in the backfield very quickly, the entire defensive line. You want to play on the other side of the line of scrimmage, right? So if you're a defensive line, you want to play 1 yard in the backfield for the offense. If you're an offensive line, you want to play 1 to 2 to 5 to 7 to 12 yards in the back end of the defense. And that's what our defensive line is able to do on this next play.
All right. So it's coming up here, and it is all right. Now it's this coming play right here. So let me share the screen. Let me do this on the fly. Share screen, and here we go. There you go. All right, so they're getting lined up here.
Yeah, and it's not a whole, but everybody does their job, right? One guy spills the run, make sure everybody has gap integrity, right? We talked about it on the previous bad play. Hey, you got to do your job, right? Your gap, be in your gap, and they got everybody in their gaps on this next play, and it's 3rd and 2, man. That's a money down, right? 3rd down is money down both on offense and defense, and another team is going to try to run the ball on 3rd and 2, and you know it. Can you stop them? And they do a good job here. Crowd was rocking as well, actually. I really enjoyed the crowd being very loud.
I was wondering what it was like field level.
That was important. That's important against teams like this, especially when they're trying to go fast and all those different things. Spill the run. Oh, I love it. Play in the other team's backfield. And when I say spill the run, you got a guy this tight end. Can you put them on the tight end that's in the backfield?
Hold on. Let me back it up here real quick. All right. Gotcha.
So the tight end that's in the backfield, when I say spill the run, the defensive end that he's going to go across the screen to try to block, Ojabu? Is that Ojabo? The defensive end has to sacrifice himself and hold the edge strong, right? And so you're going to have that left shoulder, and you're going to have to just give him everything you got. This football is violent. Man, they try to make it safe, but ain't no safety in football. I'm just telling you. So watch the tight end that's coming across, and watch Ojabo do his job. Right? Do your job. That's the thing. Do your job. Sacrifice. Boom. There's nowhere for the running back to go. Right? He can't bounce it outside because he's strong and stout. And so he doesn't make the play, but that's why he's so excited. I love to see a guy get excited about doing his job without even touching the running back. He didn't even touch him. Look how excited he is. Yeah, I made that play.
See, Michigan ran split zone to death and ran it from a bunch of different looks. But this is how you blow one up. Michigan didn't get blown up like this.
Yeah, that's how you do it. And so that was really good. I'm sure everybody saw that. It was a big play in the game. But just the sacrifice of other people doing their own job to sacrifice so their buddies can make the play is just so important to me.
Yeah, man. And what I noticed on that play from the press box is you got a Jabo on your edge, but look at Mike Morris inside of him, and look at him split 2 guys.
Yeah. Sacrifice. I mean, you get Ojabu sacrificing on the outside, and then you get the rest of the guys doing their job as well and doing it violently, right? Playing in the other team's backfield, and Western Michigan didn't have a chance.
All right. Yeah, man. So defense
447.
Okay. Oh, you prepared. Look at that. That's called
second quarter.
That's called adjustments made during the game right there.
It's at the end, but you
look at that. 447 in second quarter.
447 second. This is my favorite play today.
All right, 447 second quarter
for very many different reasons.
All right.
And it's funny that you talked because you didn't know, but it's funny that you talked about Vincent Gray because this next play is of him making an outstanding play. And I know at home watching the game, a lot of people were probably going, "Oh, if that's Ohio State, that's a touchdown, or this is Western, their guys aren't as fast and whatever." But let's get the play and I'll go through it.
All right. I'm sharing now as we speak. Share screen. Pull it up. Boom.
Okay, it's a deep throw on the outside, just a fade. And I'm just going to tell you, and I'm sure most people, last year, this is a catch touchdown, and now we're in trouble, right? Last year, this is a catch touchdown, and now we're in trouble. This year, you talked about Vincent Gray learning more and being able to kind of play freely. It is not a touchdown. Obviously, he's worked on his speed because this wide receiver, number 1, his name is Jalen Hall, and he plays for Western Michigan.
They say he's a sub-4.4 guy.
Just pump your brakes here. I'm going to let you know. It's on the internet. Look him up. Jalen Hall is one of the 10 fastest players in college football. Bleacher Report did a whole article on the top 10, and you got this lone Western Michigan guy sitting in there.
And he's 6'3".
And he's 6'3", and flying. He's a gazelle, essentially. right? Skinny
Yes.
legs, everything.
That's the dude who caught the jump ball over Jamon.
And he's a 4.32 guy to be clear. 4.32. So he almost 4.2 in the 4.2 range. Like he can fly, right? He's gone, and Vincent Gray is kind of beat, right? And a lot of people, well, the throw. No, the throw's perfect. He never breaks stride. Vincent Gray catches up to him without pass interfering, and at the perfect moment, reaches, gets the ball out. I mean, it was textbook on how to play cornerback, and that's something we didn't see last year, right? We saw Vincent Gray struggle, and when the snowball starts rolling, a lot of people know, like, that snowball just gets bigger and bigger, and you can't get away from it. He's gotten the offseason to reevaluate himself, right? Work on his game, get a little bigger, a little stronger, a little faster, apparently. And he just ran with one of the fastest kids in college football and ran with him well.
All right, so here we
go.
go.
Let it run. Yeah, top of the screen here, right? It's one-on-one, right? Man-to-man. Can we still do that, right? So Chris Olave, he wasn't on that list in case you were wondering, right? And so when we get Olave, he runs this go, we can feel confident that Vincent Gray is going to be able to do it, right? He moves his feet and he gets in his hip pocket. This ball is perfectly thrown. Vincent Gray.
See, but look at right before the ball gets there. See, now last year, that's PI.
Yes, indeed.
That's PI.
That's what I'm talking about.
And look at it. He starts to up, and then he doesn't. He doesn't interfere right there. He didn't panic. I tweeted on that during the game that he panics like you wouldn't believe last year because he started to grab him and then didn't.
And Sam, when you're faster, you don't panic. You don't have to, right? Because you know you can catch up. You think Deion Sanders ever panicked? Oh, you beat me. Fine. I'll catch you. Fine. Like, can they see me? Fine. I'll catch you. And the quarterback thinks you're open, but guess what? I'm going to catch you. And I'm not saying that Vincent Gray is Deion Sanders by any stretch of the imagination, but that was a Deion Sanders-esque play where you beat me because you run 4.32 and you're one of the fastest kids in college football. Okay, I don't know how fast I am, but I'm pretty fast, right? So I'm going to catch up to you. I'm not going to grab you, right? I'm going to wait for the ball to drop, and I'm going to slap it down to the ground and make sure we get another down. I mean, that was beautiful because of the past and last year, and people were very hard on Vincent Gray. And rightfully so, right? He gave up a lot of big plays, and like the receiver for Michigan State who never caught a ball seems like the rest of the year. He had a field day on us, right? And it was not all, it was essentially on Vincent Gray. And he came. That's what you want to see. You want to see kids respond, man. They got a lot going on. They got class, probably got a girlfriend, something. I don't know, right? It's a lot going on. And then he comes back in the first opportunity against one of the fastest kids in college football, and he responds. That's all I can ask.
Yeah, so look ahead as we close out the first edition of the Monday Morning Quarterback. Talk me through night game at Michigan and playing a team that's coming in as a wounded animal, losing to Montana. You know, they're embarrassed, right? But you look at them on paper, you know that they should be able to. I mean, they have one of the biggest offensive lines in college football. I mean, this is a physical team that's coming into the big house on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you gotta have to do your job, right? That's the big deal, right? Because you got a big offensive line that can move people. You have to do your job. You can't be playing hero ball, right? You got to sacrifice yourself for the better good of the team. But night game, it's a different kind of energy, baby, right? Because you know you had the game this weekend, and it ended up being packed. It ended up being full. But you know, the game starts. You know, you got that big open empty section and the student section. You know, guys still outside having a good time. You know, they still on State Street. They're at the frat houses. They doing all this stuff. Night game, that thing rocking from the start. As soon as you run out that time, everybody's there, and they are electric. It feels like the craziest place I play is Penn State. It feels like Penn State. In Penn State, I don't know if they just have younger fans or what, but my goodness. And that's how it is on night. It's like everybody gets younger during night games. It's like everybody in the crowd is just, it's like it's outstanding. And the energy, I mean, you feed off of it, right? And so a lot of people say, well, fans shouldn't be the reason guys play better. Well, you saw a lot of teams not play very well with no fans in the stands, right? That's a part of the game. That's what home field advantage is, all those different things. That's important. And I expect for Michigan fans to be out of their minds in the game on Saturday.
Devin, it was a great debut, man. We even dealt with some technical.
He keep using this great word.
We even dealt with some technical difficulty, and we figured out a way on the fly.
I don't know if it was we. I think it was mostly you, but I'll take some of it. I'll take some. It's fine. Look, man, Irish, I'll take some.
I'm the man next to the man.
Devin, take credit, man.
I'm the man behind the man.
Yeah, man. I basically had got this right. I had what y'all ain't see is I was kind of texting Sam exactly where to put his fingers when he was trying to, so yeah, it's all good.
All right. Well, DG, great job. man, looking forward to what's to come the rest of the season.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun. It'd be good. You know, and hopefully we can get the all-22 look. But if we can, it's all good. You know.
Yeah, that's just a matter of getting access to your special view. We'll do that.
Call it the special view. It is special. It's right here too.
All right, folks. We'll get to a break. When we come back on the other side, we will catch up with the mayor